Prepare for the live stream. Got it. Triple checking. Travis Bagent unfiltered. Oh man. I feel like we are live.
Are we good?
Yes, Travis Bagent, we are live. So everybody, welcome to our first official episode of Tell Me I'm the Greatest podcast. And I finally got Travis Bagent down here. I got him for the one episode and only for one more month.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Travis Bagent Unfiltered. It has been over 30 years I have been trying to put together a podcast, and today's your lucky day. The very first Tell Me I'm the Greatest podcast. I chose Artem here to make sure that I would have someone that was no way we was going to build any momentum so that we'd have nothing to sell at the end of this. The breakup will be easy. But the reason that I decided to finally start this podcast was not purely just for my own pride and ego, because all the rest of these arm wrestling guys are killing it, making millions of dollars, as from what I hear. The Alex and the Whispering Arm Wrestler, and Devin Ladd, Artem. I mean, Ingen Terzi's cleaning up on YouTube now. I think I've heard he's making $100,000 a month. Then you got Ryan Bowen. I mean, Michael Todd. Everybody's killing it. So I decided the beast needs to get into business. So here I am. And it happens to also be the debut of the singing arm wrestler. Do you ever heard such a thing, Artem?
I've heard some rumors, Travis, but I think you can fill me in on that.
Well, I can tell by the first time I mentioned the singing arm wrestler, you kind of cackled a little bit underneath your face. Like you didn't believe in the concept. I could hear it in your voice.
I wasn't really sure. In my initial thoughts.
You tried to clown my guy to the point that I had to stop you and your boys from starting a whole singing arm wrestling meme. Because you know that you are in fact behind the whole meme thing that has plagued arm wrestling there about 4 years ago and went on for a couple of years.
I'm the number one guy.
All right, so the singing arm wrestler, my man Steve Black. If you are watching this or you're going to watch this, do we got a link, Artem? Is there anything we can show them on how they can link up to the singing arm wrestler?
Oh, yes. I can put some links up, guys, in 1 second. So Steve is really great at singing. Steve is not the greatest technologies. That's why currently he cannot really join us. But we are about to show you guys some real talent right here. 1 second. Hold on. If Travis, if you want to fill out people a little bit more on Steve's
so I'll start off with the whole story of the great Steve Black.
Yes,
hailing from Queens in New York City, right? So let's just go back in time 20 years ago, right? It's 2003, and I am traveling either with those New York guys or in New York 6 times a year.
And tell me, Steve is singing for you in the back of the cart.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So our relationship starts off with me getting introduced to Steve Black, knowing him for 5 or 6 years. If Mike Solaris, Chris Myers, Steve Black, Dan Fortuna, that was our crew. If I went past New York or to New York, I was with them. If I went past New York, I stopped in New York, I rode with them. When they had my tournaments, they drove to West Virginia. If we went to North Carolina, we went to Tennessee, we went to Georgia, we went to Florida, they would stop and pick me up, right? That was the crew. More than once, we started a league and a whole series 3 or 4 times on the rides back and forth between Canada and Florida.
Right.
So, and then about 7, 8 years into our relationship, I go to this arm wrestling tournament in New York, and everyone's talking. And every time I say Steve Black, I can't get anybody to understand who this guy is. But I'm talking to my guys, right? So I'm like, this is really weird. And then I hear the guy say, Steve Swartz, your winner. And I'm like, Swartz? Who in the world is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So come to find out, Steve Black's maiden name before he got married to Miss Black was Steve Swartz.
Uh-huh.
Which is a joke. He did not take his wife's name. So to relax, YouTube world. The reason Steve Swartz was not Steve Swartz is because he also is a singer and was in a band and changed his name to Steve Black in order for it to be catchy, right?
Okay.
I've seen Steve sing karaoke or run the karaoke as a DJ performer for probably 15 sessions throughout our life, right? Including Steve being in 2 karaoke contests that I held for big money.
Nah.
$100 nights and $3,000 finals nights, right?
Okay.
So, and here recently, there's a clip from Gary Roberts with Barry Bourne and his song that he karaoke'd. And the reason we were all there at the Barry Bourne Dave Morocco fight night party, Steve Black also sang right before or right after that and blew the house down. So my dude, Steve Swartz Black, whatever you want to call him, he is in fact the singing arm wrestler. And now he hits me up a month ago and says, hey man, I'm going to blow this shit up. I'm going to be like Artem, Ryan Bowen, and Ingen Terzi. And I'm going to start raking in the cash on YouTube and Instagram. And I have figured out the algorithm in order to rake YouTube. So we are participating right now as an arm wrestling community. We are flooding our phones to what, Artem?
To Singing Arm Wrestler. You guys can see it
There
on
it
the screen
is.
right now.
Like the singing arm wrestler. Oh, look at that passion. Yeah. So listen, if you're watching this show, what we want is for you to go to the Singing Arm Wrestler, check out a song, and give us a serious 100% critique.
Let us guys know. Yep, this is the link. This is the link is in the chat. You guys seen the screen, so check it out. Give us some super chat reviews and we'll read them out for Steve.
And one thing Steve's good at is sad songs. Songs when you fail that can pick you back up. And if there's one person, ladies and gentlemen, that I know that's going to need these sad songs to pick himself back up, will be our co-host today after he tells you the next 2 matches that he has lined up. Let us hear it, Artem.
Oh, right. So
A date, opponent, and what you think the score will be.
well, let me start off with you, because I'm, for those who doesn't know, and I don't know if you, Travis, know, out of all people, that in about less than 4 weeks, I'm pulling Pablo for a left-handed title at 240 pounds. Left-handed. I don't know if I can start with it, but I'll wait for you to come back.
Do you have a gun?
I have a glizzy, yes.
Get in Lindsay's purse, pull out that pink 22 and shoot yourself in the face right now.
It's a Glock, dog. Come on, I'll blow my
Shoot yourself in your face immediately right now if you think that you are going to beat Pablo left-handed at 242 pounds.
Well, let's remind that Pablo has to come down to 240 pounds, and I have all the time in the world to climb up, even though I will be like, maybe 205. Full of stem cells, baby. Shout out to Vita Cell Biologic.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most ridiculous, overmatched thing I've ever heard. Who set this up? This had to be listen, this smells like the genius monster Michael Todd here. Where exactly are you arm wrestling?
Well, it's funny you ask. Out of all the places this match could have happened, it's happening at Monster Michael Factory Card. Hey, April 29, baby. We have a lot of great matches. We have Pablo pulling Ron Bath right-handed as well, so he has to finish me fast if he has anything for old Ron. So not only he has to murder me, he has to murder me so fast.
Are you telling me that you don't even? He's got to pull Ron first.
He's pulling me first.
This is unbelievable. I mean, what did you do? This just shows, like, let's just be completely honest with this. Well, I guess it doesn't really work because Pablo's a foreigner too, isn't he? Because this had all the makings of Michael Todd being the most racist arm wrestling promoter in the history of the world.
That doesn't work out for you like that.
I mean, he already said the foreigner comment, right? We heard that on East versus West. I mean, that word foreigners just come floating off of his tongue real easy. I hate to see what he says in the backwoods of Arkansas every once in a while when he's sitting on the back porch sipping on iced tea. But I guess, yeah, I mean, listen, this shit.
Sun-boiled tea.
Michael Todd is the worst. He's as bad as Neil Pickup when it comes to fight card, creating a fight card for arm wrestling.
Oh, come on, man. It doesn't have to be that bad. What if I beat Pablo?
Oh, what? Man, Artem, come on, man. You know that I am an excellent predictor of arm wrestling.
Of course. That's why I'm bringing it up.
I'm telling you right now, you have absolutely no chance. Forget about it against Pablo. Move on. What's the next match? What's the next match you have?
Okay, so that doesn't work out. All right, but
now, what I can do for you is I can call Pablo.
Okay.
And I can lean on him, say, listen, if you treat Artem bad, I'm going to treat you bad. So I could probably get you, what is it, best 3 out of 5?
Yeah.
I can get you 1 win and 1 restart where it looks like you was going to win.
Can we do some more? Hold on. You don't know something. I done fucked up and talked shit to Luke Pulcher yesterday, who is the ref. So I think I'm already starting out with a loss. So I need some more advanced shit.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, man, Luke is strict anyway. So I think that really that might benefit you. The best thing you got going for you is that you are an immense, ridiculously huge underdog.
Oh, for sure.
So they might be okay with you double capping, elbow flying. Pablo might not care if you give him the the Mac Daddy rape strap, whatever
Right,
you got.
right. Yeah, I see your point. I see your point. Well, okay.
Maybe Pablo will give up like he did against Saban. Oh, threw some shade out there. I threw some shade.
Oh, I didn't.
I'll call Pablo and make sure that he knows he doesn't want the man to come back out of retirement and whack him, that he is to make sure that you win one match.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Next on the menu. What's next on your fight card?
So the next after that will be Ryan Bowen. I don't know if your opinion can be a little bit better on this one. It's right-handed. Oh man, you have no faith in me, huh? Today. What is there a dumbbell around here you can pick up and throw at you?
Have you seen Ryan Bowen?
You mean his beard?
He looks like Jay Cutler in the gym right now.
Oh, the whole power chest workout? Yeah.
I've never seen someone with a rounded back doing so many deadlifts. My man, get those shoulders back. Chest up.
Listen. So it's right-handed, 6 rounds. What's your prediction?
Oh, you have absolutely no chance. Let's say you have 1% chance to beat Pablo left-handed. You got 2% chance of beating Ryan Bowen right here.
Man, well, considering this in Australia, I'll give you that.
It's going to take you, I'm sure you're going to be back of coach for about 49 hours by the time you reach there. Right? How bad is that trip for you? California?
Ryan haven't even booked my ticket. I don't think he found the worst ones yet.
Don't let him book it. Don't let him book it. He thinks it's completely okay to have a 13-hour layover in some foreign country. Don't let him book it. I'll take care of it. You send me the dates. I will let you know what the most comfortable way for you to go through that nightmare will be.
Okay, I appreciate it. Have you ever been to Australia?
I have been to Australia 3 times.
Really? How stuck that flight was?
It was horrible. Yeah. Yeah, but a good thing is I was with CrossFit, so I was in first class, so I slept a lot.
You were balling.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only good thing about it. But
that's why you've yet to be back, huh?
Yeah, well, 100%. Yeah, I've been invited 10 times for arm wrestling, but that coach fair just don't seem. And I was like scheduled to leave within days of when the COVID thing hit.
I got you.
I was not going to take the plummet because of the great Ryan Bowen.
Dude, you will have been stuck there for like 2 years or so. You probably gotten them back.
It was really close to, don't get me wrong, I probably would have chickened out, but it was right there within 10 days that you're still allowed to go, you're not allowed to go. Crazy.
Hey, right after Bowen, like months from there, I'm pulling your boy Paul Talbot left-handed too. That's like the smallest match I got, probably. It's like weight.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that you understand how more prepared he is going to be because of the events that already took place.
Right. But see, my bet is to shock the world and beat Pablo, where Paul is going to call me Sunday morning. Yo, I'm getting COVID that fucking July.
Just trust me. After Pablo runs through you, everybody's going to want to match with you.
Hey, I'm finally going to get paid.
Nice. I wonder if Ron Bath, though, will be able to do something with Pablo.
You know what? I kind of said that I don't think so, that she'll be even close, but Pablo is not that superior in technique than Ron, I don't think either. So they both can be sticking up.
And let's be real honest too. Pablo been running hot. So at some point you gotta back off the sauce there, kid. And that'd be a great thing for Artem if you backed off of that shit right here before this Monster Factory event.
But yeah, I don't know. He also has to pull finals like the month after that too. So
You got no chance. You got
oh, that will be awesome. What
you did. That was a bad scheduling. Who's your manager that sets up your matches? You
man,
got your guy must be Larry Wilson's guy. Just let me just get a bunch of dudes that I can't beat and line them up. Boom, boom, boom. There it goes.
hey,
Larry Wills would have been the NIL super heavyweight champ if I'd have been in charge of his career by now.
man, hey, if one of those you get to beat one of those, it kind of offsets the rest.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know, man. I think that
You feel like it's gonna be
you had you a nice little 2-month run there, and now you done wrote a bunch of checks your ass can't cash.
I don't know.
Woo, man, I can't wait till you replay these. I want you to replay all this stuff after you take these ass whoopings.
I will. Do you notice how I'm rocking like a large shirt today too? Because I like what you said to me, like fuck, me and you had this conversation. You had an idea of doing like a show where we just walk by people and the people tell you throughout the day, yo man, you look so fucking big. And then 20 minutes later, another person, oh man, you're looking kind of small today. And you just agree with them. Because that would been happening to me and you. Every time I wear like a bigger shirt, you're like, oh man, Artem got off the sauce. Mm-hmm. Triple X, no, triple X. That's all I need.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to call you. You know, get some of that. I need something from Ossetia.
From Ossetia, my man.
I don't want that Ukrainian shit. I want the good shit from Russia. The real deal.
You must have watched the AMC tournament.
I want you to get me to hook up with Alexei Vovoda and his trainers.
Hey, so let me read a couple of super chats because they've been fucking up. I don't know. People.
First of all, don't read a super chat unless it's about the singing arm wrestler and an honest critique.
All right, you guys heard that. So there's 4 super chats. That one didn't get to be read. That one. I can't read any super chats though.
Ah, come on. All right, let's hear them then.
All right, two quit. Oh no, that's 2 euros. Okay, Travis, side pressure versus back pressure.
If you have the best side pressure in the world, then you don't need any back pressure. You only need back pressure against the side pressure person that's stronger than you. So the most important thing you can do is know who you are. If I were you, I would make my side pressure as strong as I could make it, but I would, before I went to sleep at night, I would look in the mirror and ask myself, am I the strongest man in the world? If you are not the strongest man in the world, then you better get up the next morning and start working your back pressure. And then, is your back pressure strong enough against the strongest man in the world if he has a good, comfortable grip? And if that answer is that I do not have enough back pressure against the strongest man in the world if he has a great connection to me. The next morning, I would add in not only back pressure, but I would attempt to change the connection into some various ways. One of the ways would be to break it down to just a set grip. Now, you can do it without a set grip, but just know your opponent would be crazy to be in an uncomfortable connection with you if he could just re-grip or walk away. If you force them into a set grip, then you could possibly work on all of the different connections in hopes that once you run into the strongest man in the world, that you have the ability to change the connection and apply as much back pressure as you could possibly imagine. And if that didn't work, the next morning I would wake up and start developing some sort of a timing mechanism. So maybe if I was in the set grip, I would figure out the very last command before they said the word go. Sometimes it's the tapping of the wrist and a weird ready go, right? That exists, right? That is you can time that. Get you another person to tap the wrist, attempt to straighten the two. Once he feels he's anywhere near, gives out a really weird ready go where there's tons of places in there where you could have or could have not hit the timing. AKA watch the Chance Shaw match at East versus West. Very fine line between him having perfect timing and winning, and if he starts fair, running out of gas with a guy who was broke arm position nasty, right? And just never gave up, right? Right in there, figure it out, right? Timing will help you. If I were you, I would once again push my opponent to the set grip, and I would figure out on that day within those rules what was the last command that he gave before he said the word go or ready go, right? That's what I would do. So I hope that answers your question on side pressure, back pressure.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
And I am the smartest man in the world, and I just demonstrated it right there.
All right. That was the best two heroes everybody ever spent. All right.
I thought you said 200. Oh man, that's why I gave that answer, man.
Oh dog, come on.
What's a hero?
Hey, question. Okay, I always feel weird about this, but what's your opinion on like a prime questions? Because they've been asking, like, it's every day somebody will ask you that, right? What do you think about prime this versus prime that? Do those entertain you at all, or you've been fed up with them? Or do you wake up?
It's so funny. It makes no sense at all. There's absolutely no context.
Okay. I wonder if you wake up once in a while, oh man, what the fucking, prime Cleve Dean, and fucking, I don't know. So there's a question. For $7.99 Australian dollars, I'm assuming, I don't know. I never seen an A in front of the whatever. $7.99. Opinion Prime Travis versus Prime Dennis, left arm. Oh, you're paying us to answer this? Then it's Prime Travis, dog. Come on.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be interesting. I wonder. All those things that, they're super interesting. But to me, it's not, I guess. But the prom thing is the funny part of, because that's a 12-year span where different days and different weekends within those 12 years, you just feel really good. But most of the time, the good feeling is a direct result of the competition.
Right. And you don't really recognize that until maybe later you have to look back. Oh, dude.
You walk in the room and you're the strongest guy there. There's no way of knowing the gap of strength. How much stronger am I than everyone today? Right. And then you got to take in consideration how they're feeling. Right. Everybody feels good before it starts.
Yeah, for sure.
Right when it's over, you find out about the shoulder not being the same. I think about that with Dave Chafee. I am not sure how good Dave Chafee was that day that I pulled him in 2016.
Okay.
Now it's better that I ran through Jerry too, because then they both would have had to have a bad day.
Right.
But still, you think about that because of the gap. Was the gap 1 pound or was it 500 pounds? that's the question about prime this and prime that. And another thing too is, if I was arm wrestling that day against the prime Cleve Dean, would I arm wrestle him in that condition? Or would I know that something bigger was required?
Okay, yeah, that's
right. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew what I needed to do to beat Dave and Jerry.
right.
If that would have been a person better than them, would that have been the goal that I tried to reach? And if that guy existed, would Jerry and Dave have been different because of that existence? Would they have been not trying to be just as strong as they needed to keep things the same, or would they need to elevate? I think what you're seeing in Devin is a need to elevate.
Uh-huh.
Right. Or you throw out all the moral compass, and I am willing to even the playing field. And now you find out that, hey, this is the peak. You get around it, and then you elevate yourself to that place.
Gotcha.
So if you want to compete, and I also think that the fame and the legend that is Devin Larratt will add to the training of Gennady and anybody else that he arm wrestles from now on, because everyone is giving him, the Europeans now, it's not that they're not laughing. Now they'll laugh at his joke when they're promoting, but the truth is, there was a time when Prudnick and all of them were laughing. Right after Dennis handled him, everybody was like, "Hey, go on somewhere with that shit." There's a lot of us over here that can beat him. Slowly but surely, that's not the truth anymore, right? There's only your big brother, pimp #1 dude from your country can fuck with him. Now it's Gennady, and it's not Gennady being better than him and not acknowledging. Now he acknowledges too that there's a beast on the other side, which could make them different too. You always got to know that. I think that everyone thinks that their preparation and their story is the only way that is the only motivation in the world. But the truth is that they have their own set too. And it used to be, don't worry, there's not a lot of strength there, just some manipulation. Well, that's not the truth anymore. There's size, there's thickness, there's immense strength, and there is an unlimited amount of endurance, at least from perception. We just need our hourglass, right? As soon as the match gets stopped, Gennady, we're turning that hourglass over. How much time will it take for you not to have any chance to win? As opposed to how dominant you may be at the beginning. But I think that you haven't closed the endurance gap as much as he may have closed the strength gap.
Right, because Devin currently looks like he's Devin is really good at this too, to make him look like he's actually so much further apart than he is. And nowadays he actually shows it too, to like, okay, fuck. It's hard to do anything with the guy.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, over the 6 rounds that there's going to be blood, sweat, and tears likely when you're watching those East versus West matches, right? Like every one of them that looks like the guy's dying in the chair. I mean, Ungerbayev looked like he was having surgery. Arakle and Brzezinski was grueling. I mean, even Corey West. I mean, Corey West could not breathe after pulling Usmanov or Ferried, and it ended up he wasn't even in the game right-handed. Couldn't even muster up the energy to fight off. It was Effie, right?
Yeah, Arif, yeah.
Arif, yeah, who looked. I mean, how strong is he?
Dude,
Are we?
that was
What are we talking about here? Stupid strong. So, who does Arif? Is he pulling this time?
Arif pulling Georgi Zirano from Kazakhstan.
Okay.
That's also a good match. Georgi is also that 110 kilo world champion, or maybe supers, but I think he's like more.
Butchering their two names, so that will be one for Derek and for Neil.
Hey, man.
And hopefully we're in the ballroom this time. Ingen was supposed to. Can we send a message to Ingen right now? He was supposed to make sure that happened.
Oh, so he wants to keep trying. Yeah, he wanted to do it for the last one, and that didn't happen last second. I don't know. Yeah,
he said we were going to be in the ballroom this time, so hopefully I'm not.
Yeah, his initial goal was to do it where the press conference was, right? The same room, do the event there as well. Just fill it up. Build like a W. Oh. You remember the ballroom, remember the press conference?
Yeah, but I don't mind the theater's a great place too. I just wish that we would put the commentators in that room at the back. You know,
so what? You really want to see it live?
Well, definitely. Nobody wants to be up in that dungeon of the hallway.
It is a dark little hallway.
That was 6.5 hours up there.
Man, yeah, you were up there for like 6-7 hours.
Brutal.
And then Michael Todd tried to come up top, beat up on you. Hey, okay, Vigilante is $1.99 super chat. Don't get hurt, bro. We want to see you beat Bowen. LOL. Thank you.
Don't let Pablo break your whole wrist and shoulder off.
It's all right. That's different arm. That's different arm.
Do we have anything about the singing arm wrestler? Did one of our listeners go and check out my man? Can you play a song? Can you play a song for us right now?
Well, I can do what I get earlier, but at the same time, I don't want to get super all blocked here. Let me copy the super chat. Another $9.99 from Garage Grinders Arm Wrestling. What's up, guys? What's up, Mr. Hutchinson? You know what? For the somebody whose last name Hutchinson, I feel like Garage Grinders is such a stupid name. Come on, dog. You're Hutchinson, all right? It's kind of sounds like Hutchins. You should rename your YouTube or some shit. Because Garage Grinders,
What are you talking about that man? He probably spent weeks trying to think of that name.
Oh, no, I mean, I love my boy, but yeah, I was just thinking about it. I just realized this morning that his last name is Hutchinson. I'm like, man, now I feel bad about the Grinders part.
What about Todd? Is Todd's hand and stuff okay yet?
Wasn't it a left hand anyway?
Yeah, but it looked bad.
Yeah, it was swollen. I'm pretty sure he's all right. He's been texting me. That requires 2 thumbs. Think about it. There was a 2 euros. When you inviting Devon, been months and you'd love it. We will love it. Travis,
yeah, Devon will come on the thing.
Yeah, we have tried.
Devon makes too much money, man. You feel weird even asking him for stuff. That's like asking Jerry Jones for something.
Okay, guys, one more time. I'll give it. Let me know. Let me see if we can. Guys, the link is in the chat. I'm gonna show it one more time. Here we have. Beautiful. Yeah. Going at it. Let me see if I can play it.
Yeah. I thought he had a wife beater on before. Now he's got the T-shirt on. Look how hard he's going.
My man's looking good. Can you hear it or no? I wonder.
I can't hear it. You know, Steve was also the referee at the finals of the Game of Arms.
Hold on. Oh. He was referee where?
At the finals of AMC's Game of Arms.
Right. Yeah.
The New York episode and the finals.
Yeah, Steve was there. Travis wants to. Oh, that's an awesome one. $1.99. Travis wants to turn into American Idol.
Nice. Hey, we want to know if Steve can sing or not.
So yeah, please, guys, okay, Stacy Morgan said, I visited the singing arm wrestler, I left a message and he hearted my message.
Nice. What was your message? Good job or don't quit your day job?
Yeah, guys, let us know. We need to know. We need to know
Serious
if it's
critiques. We want the
continuing.
serious critiques.
Guys, we will not talk for the next 5 minutes just for you guys to go and look into that and let us know. Okay.
100%.
All right, Benji Max says, I watched the singing this morning. Not bad at times.
Oh, Benji. I like your honesty, Benj. I like your honesty.
The arm wrestling opinion. That channel is all singing and no arm wrestling. What am I supposed to do with it? Great point. Steve needs to market himself better. If he's an arm wrestler, there's better be some arm wrestling in there. Can't be just singing.
Yeah, you got to definitely do something. I don't know. I thought he had that covered.
Do some shadow arm wrestling or something, because now you're just a singing dude.
Yeah, I told he's gonna. I think he needs to. I told him to come to the finals, the East versus West finals, and sing a song right before the finals.
Nah. Tell him to book a flight to Istanbul, Turkey, and we can get him on the stage as an opener.
Yes.
And we're not gonna tell Engen either. You're Engen 3 seconds before Neil goes on. We need to open it.
Yeah, I got something for you, man. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I hit Ingen up the other day, and he was like, he was like in a dark room. I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I haven't eaten because of is it Ramadan or something? What's he got going on over there?"
I'm not sure the exact holiday, but yes,
that's one. Week couldn't do it, so couldn't he couldn't help. He couldn't help too much on what we needed.
Okay. $5.
Are you pulling them two guys and it's going to mess you up for the June 3rd event?
Oh yeah, well, it's not what's gonna mess me up as far as pulling them is the weight problem, because that's why kind of me and talk about it, like, and I'm not gonna pull. I can pull June 3rd, but I cannot pull my class, and I don't know if that's how the qualifiers worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
It's like Pablo, I need to be big. Ryan Bowen going to be 235. So me cutting back to 198 is like, you know what I mean? So, and kind of talking to Engin, I think he wants to make sure I'm coming in for Ryan nice and big. So, yeah.
Wow, what's Engin's problem? Engin can't beat Ryan either. So, Ryan, after you bang Artemoff, you should challenge Engin. That's a good match.
But in the same time, I'm such pimp. I feel like I'm not that heavy too. If I just beat Pablo pretty easy, or if he beats me just as easy, I'll go rock the finals in 98 and still beat Bowen. If I'm not that heavy.
No way you can beat Bowen, dude. Come on, man. He's a super heavy now. Hey, did you see when I went on Engin's channel the other day?
I know you went there, no, but I was busy. I was trying to tell you that.
He got so mad at people making bad comments, he just cut it off.
Oh, no.
He was going crazy about the people hating on him.
Man, no, that's not bueno. So we had $5 super chat from Hulk Blood 72. Sing wrestler could not call a hog. Hold on. Isn't that
what does that mean?
I have no idea. Is that the name of the song? I don't know, but it says sing wrestler could not call a hog. I don't know. Is that some type of Southern saying I'm not getting? I don't know. But we have $9.99 super chat. This is literally my favorite podcast now. Keep up the great content, Travis and Artem. Thank you, sir.
No worries, my man. You can count on us once every 6 weeks, brother. We are in.
Hey, we got another $5 from Stacy Morgan. I just told Travis the Beast sent me there. Now let's break the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, let's break it. The singing arm wrestler. Everybody go there. Give us your opinions.
Okay. So apparently, me and you are so dumb. There's a guy explaining it to us. That it means he can sing.
He can't sing or can sing?
He cannot.
Oh, get that fucking guy. He's banned from our podcast.
Oh, hey, I was so right. Yeah, there's another comment. Yes, it is Southern slang. By God. Come on, Travis. Why you from West Virginia? You should know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Aren't you like friends with the family of whites of Virginia, whatever? Like y'all related or some shit.
Yeah, the lovely whites.
Right. I like y'all from the same area or whatever. I heard the rumors, Travis. Don't be fucking lying to me now.
About 5 hours from here. About 5 hours.
It's 5 hours. That's why 5 hours to Tiger King. I get that.
That's hot. Now that was some funny shit right there.
Dude, Benji said banned. I forgot Benji's the moderator. Benji, don't be blocking people.
Block.
Oh, so Daniel was over here asking. So I was wondering why that live didn't get posted on Engen's channel.
Oh yeah, he went crazy. We tried to. He had a couple fans on there, and me and those fans were discussing something. And then every once in a while, everybody would get to a question for Engen, and he would just be looking at his phone, and he would look up, and he'd be like, "These people!" And he would just start tripping. I couldn't believe it.
Man, is there something with
you? I think that it was so bad. That's when everybody started coming out saying, "We support Engen."
Wow. Well, is there something with you though? Because last time we tried to do live with him, like it was lost. It never got recorded.
Hey, there you go. I have no idea. Unbelievable.
There's two interesting questions. There's Colorado Arms Sport is asking, why don't you take a match with AJ Henson at 200 pounds? It's for me. Because I've gotten one question from Corey Miller to pull AJ Henson, and I told him my requirements, and Corey said okay, and he never got to me back. So it's funny how people always ask you, why don't you take a match? Ain't nobody fucking really offering. Like, how do I know? It's such a weird requirement.
Well, first of all, AJ is a beast. That would be good. Second of all, the problem is it's finances, I would assume, right? Isn't that the deal?
Right. That's all it is. And I'm like, well, fuck. I have my life. I don't worry about AJ Henson. I worry about what to cook for dinner and where to walk my dog.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you want me to worry about
let's just be completely honest. As good as AJ Henson is, he don't have no podcast. The reason that you got offered that match is so that you can promote it.
I know exactly. Like AJ Henson being the guy, right? AJ Henson is the dude from Colorado, whatever he's from, like they've been killing people out there locally, but they want his name to be, in the podcast game, right? So they want to be on some fucking prey, right? So
just tell them you out of Jacksonville.
Right.
Check it out, motherfucker. You might have a better chance of getting John Brzezinski. You get to fly motherfucker out of Jacksonville. God damn.
Yeah, I'm not driving to Orlando. So, and that's always weird. So, it's clearly, I understand that business proposition. So it needs to be worth for me too. So AJ needs to be the name. I'm cool to be a prey. I'm like Travis Bagent. I'll make anybody famous if you pay me enough. So, and I don't get to get paid too. Yo, dude, travel, hotel, and whatever.
Yeah, at this point, you're super reasonable too. So,
right, I get it.
No doubt.
Yeah, so it's I'll take a match with anybody. It just needs to be the match needs to be set. So, like Matt Craig said here, I'll pull you at 220. I think he's referring to me because he just asked in the arm wrestling discussion who he should pull, and that was like one of the propositions to be in that poll. Me and Matt Craig.
Well, we know he's not talking about me. I'm the greatest fucking arm wrestler in the world.
And I had to remind yesterday on my podcast. I got you, Travis. 1 second. I I had to remind everybody that I will never pull Matt Craig because Matt, I gave you proposition to pull one time, and I gave you one requirement. There could not be a drama. You said okay. Within 48 hours, I get the message from Matt Craig. Yo, man, your trolls should stop harassing me and my wife. Something like that. I don't. And I'm like, this. I canceled the super match so fucking.
Craig is strong too, man.
Yeah, Matt is not bad. Just can't help. He can't help his living and the drama, I think. So that's why I will never pull him. I will never pull Matt for any amount of money. If he wants to beat me, he can beat me for $25 by entering any tournament I'm part of. Right? Be in the same weight class, take first place, good to go. But like, I'm so not interested because I know I'm gonna wake up to a Facebook post how I'm a piece of shit and how fucking I've been harassing him from my anonymous account that I don't have. I don't have.
Oh, man. Matt's my dude. Matt was a beast.
Hogblog 72, another $5 super chat. Can Paul Italia afford to get Travis in a super match?
No.
You got an answer. Colorado Arms Sport, another $5 super chat. Arden, why won't you take a match with AJ Hansen from Wyoming?
AJ. That's what we need. We need. You will. Here, listen. Let's put it out there right now. Matt Craig versus AJ Henson. You'll take the winner. It's all good. As soon as that match happens, you'll take the winner. Set it up.
Yep. Both young and up and coming guys just want to get.
Paulie will set it up. Paulie will set it up.
Paul Italia. Oh, Matt said that he will pull AJ to 20. He could take my spot in the rankings. Damn, Matt is ranked nationally? God,
Matt Craig does not fuck around.
Matt is a beast, dog. So, yeah, AJ Henson, Matt Craig, Luke Polsher, and Paul Italia can go in on it and set it up.
Yeah.
Make it somewhere to be, yeah, make it somewhere down south, like in New Mexico, because I feel like Corey Miller is usually responsible for
I'll
that.
host them.
Oh, okay.
June 3rd. So we'll do it June 2nd. We'll do it at weigh-ins, June 2nd.
Super match.
June 2nd, AJ and Matt. Tell Paulie put that shit together.
People say this Angan withstand. So so we got some good reviews for Steve. I feel like he got some subscribers. People said that he does okay. Some people say he cannot sing and he should go back to his day job, or should not quit it just yet. You know what I mean? Get a couple of subscribers. That's all it is. You just set the proper amount of time you want to invest in it until it becomes profitable.
Amen. Well, I appreciate the arm wrestling community giving the singing arm wrestler a fair critique. I expect for every person listening to this in the days to come to check out the singing arm wrestler and just let us know.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So, hey, come on, either AJ Hansen, either Colorado Arm Sport or Matt Craig have to come back to me and see if they want to set up this match, because we got something hot going on here right now, guys.
Hey, let's go. I love it.
We got the contenders match that's going to set up you straight to the finals against myself. It's an East versus West material over here. That's good. All right, Travis, well, actually, how we started this podcast. You only with us for another 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, and then
the draft is in 3 weeks, young man. You see that right there?
Ooh, it's a hot card.
That's the signed Panini Senior Bowl card from Tyson Bagent. If the arm wrestling world would like to help out the Shepherd Rams, you can go to pullingfortherams.com and pick up your Senior Bowl signed, autographed trading card, Senior Bowl Tyson Bagent. Bam! Right there it is. Oh. After we go number 1 overall, don't call me. Don't ever think that I'll be anywhere. I will not be there.
We're squeezing every minute out of you. See, maybe if we turn the show an American Idol, we maybe stick for a little longer. I don't know.
Amen. Amen. All right, you the man.
Hey, no, you're not going nowhere. I have
We got any more things? Do we got more things? We can't have
yes,
much more.
there's a main problem. There's one big problem with the whole idea of this today's episode as well. There's a conflict of interest that you may be when people tell you sing an arm wrestler, who do you think of?
The arm wrestling whisper guy, right?
No. Sing an
All
arm.
right, we think of Prudnik.
Right. Prudnik. So everybody in comments are saying, why do we have to go to Prudnik's channel? What are you guys talking about?
No. The singing arm wrestler is Steve Black. A singing arm wrestler is Prudnik.
Okay.
The singing arm wrestler is, hey, I'd say right now, Prudnik and the Steve Black have a sing-off for the arm wrestling world to choose who's got a better song.
Okay, and if Steve loses, he needs to remove either singing or the arm wrestler from the title of his channel. That
would only be fair.
If you guys have lost
Steve, another invite, how come we didn't get Steve on?
well, as soon as I kicked him off earlier, it kicked him off so bad that he can't invite and join back again. He's like, you can't join because the host kicked you out. I'm like, oh my god, piece of shit. So Steve, another. Well, I hadn't gotten my check yet, so that's why it's all good. I don't work without advance.
The singing arm wrestler, I love it.
So guys, I just want to remind you that Travis is here for like 3.5 weeks and like maybe 2 days after because he might call me on my birthday next year or something.
I might call one time and just brag. Maybe.
Right. It's a brag, and maybe you want to, and you just call if something happens on Facebook, you'll call and check. So, and then I can beg you, hey man, can you stay for another 20 minutes? Let me press on the camera. So guys, please use this opportunity to hold on to leave any super chats and ask Travis any questions. Hello, what happens on May 6th? Is that going to be like your final tribute to arm wrestling? Because
I probably won't even come.
Oh man, you can't.
Depends on the draft.
I got it. So you're going to go there with mixed feeling. Oh man, that's interesting. What do you think about, before I let you go, what do you think about Alexei's comeback? He's like lifting and shit. It doesn't make you a little bit much.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you, there was a time when he was really good. But when he tried to come back and he couldn't handle Tim, but Tim was a bad dude that day too. And even around that time. So
well, that's what I think. What fucks is Alexei is not recognizing that, right?
I think that even the arm wrestling world, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I know. Feel that way, but the truth is he was pretty fucking good that day. And also too, he was in Las Vegas. He didn't have to travel all the way across the goddamn world to do it. So that's what Alexei had to do. So that, I think that he can still be a bad dude and know that when he came back not as strong as he needed to be and faced a bad dude that day. I mean, if you look back, man, Tim was working people at that time.
Well, I was telling it to a lot of people. You watch because Tim was like what's like Zurep now, like for Igor, because Tim was like on every card, and he was not losing any of his matches, and he was like an underdog, like he will lose. No,
and once he lost to Levon too, he told everybody, "Yo, the dude ain't normal." Right. And I feel like that was the beginning of Tim. That's one thing too. When you realize that your quest to be the number one guy in the world is not going to happen, sometimes, you'll find out that because you lost to the number one guy, the way the way you're attacking this thing now makes you the 15th guy, to where if you would have pulled those top 6 guys with the same veracity that you approached the number 1 guy, you probably could have beat them. So, I think, don't get me wrong, I don't know if Tim's probably a top 8 guy, but it just shows you at that point, you just can't jump back in and go against the top 8 guy in the world and think it's all going to be a cakewalk. Because it obviously wasn't. But the truth is, Alexi could have got in at the 15th guy, could have took on Derek Smith first, right? Got him a win. Also in the after pool, feel guys like Tim Bresnan like, oh, I need to make sure that that I really check all these boxes. So I got a feeling when Alexi comes back, he will have checked that Tim Bresnan box. The problem is now who's his opponent and where is that guy compared to where Tim was? Because you still got to be careful. You can't come back and jump into the Corey West discussion if this new guy, Corey West, when he's bad dude, happens to be even badder than the Tim Bresnan guy you faced 4 years ago. So, the most important thing about arm wrestling continues to be and will always be, who the fuck are you arm wrestling? If that dude you're arm wrestling is better than you, you're in trouble. If you're better than him, it's a great day. Right? I mean, it used to be we all get together and there'd be some other factors that kind of helped you get through it. But if it's one-on-one, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Yeah, you got to figure out what's up with that dude. Because he wanted more.
Well, here's the thing, too. Back in the conversation when the match was brought up between Tim and Alexi, that Russian side of people were saying Tim was a warm-up match, right? That was supposed to be
of course, yeah.
Right? That was supposed to be Derek Smith.
Yeah, and listen, let's be honest too. Guys like me felt that Tim was the best American that could have went over there that wasn't under contract. Right? Because at that point, everybody over here was locked into either Drink or Kaplan. And Tim kind of got away immediately, went with Igor, and rode that train when a lot of guys he tried to get Michael Todd, he tried to get Devin, he just couldn't do it. Tried to get John, but everybody was all locked up. So at that time where Tim's not arm wrestling these American guys, the American guys are acting like he ain't the guy. But then you see him wrecking motherfuckers. You're like, damn, this is crazy. Then by the time he gets mixed back in with us, he's not successful as he maybe should have been. But at that exact moment, the dude was on him.
Hey, Engen is in the chat, and Engen says, hi, Engen. Engen says that John and Alexi pulling in October.
John and Alexi October?
Yes, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So that's what's going on. Well, most likely.
That's going to be fun.
We have very first super chat from Matt Matchless Arm Wrestling. I'm assuming that's this guy's first super chat ever. So thank you, sir, for spending your hard-earned $499. Hey, Travis, what was your heaviest false grip static hold? In other words, what is the heaviest amount of weight hanging off you in the exercise? I guess when you hang yourself.
I would say that once I was always real knocking on 290. I never had to add weight. You know what I mean? So it's just length of time and how comfortable. Because listen, you can get up there on that false grip on the thing and on those rings, and you can lock in and you can step off, and immediately when those hands get above your forehead, that's where you're the strongest, about right there. But the truth is, I wanted to be here. So the very best I ever wasn't how much I could hang at a struggle point. It was how much I could handle my body weight in this beautiful place right here, which was even more. I felt like it gave me more balance and more how easy it was to transition from here. Then once you commit and that thing starts rising and you start falling back, that's not as I want to hold as much pressure I can in that false grip while I'm still standing up tall, leaning forward, and I've got all that momentum to move side to side.
Oh gosh, well, before you got all jacked up on the saws at 290, what was the plate? Well, you put 2-3 plates on you?
Yeah, I would put 2 or 3, but I just found myself getting the weight under the hands under my chin and collarbone was more beneficial than adding weight and it coming up to here so quick. So I think the confidence of realizing that you don't really need to keep adding weight. You need to see how comfortable the weight is in a super balanced, relaxed place. Because you really don't need much more in your body weight if you're over a 220-pound dude.
Gotcha, interesting. So you were over like more for the position and the motion.
Yeah, for the greatest confidence, the position of the movement was more important than loading the movement to a place. It's just like when you military press, right? Your max military press is a little sloppy, right?
Right.
You just cut back a little bit and stay beautiful and keep the reps at 4. You slowly look at that guy, and it's more impressive for him to do 4 reps at 315 than it is that one funny rep at 160. And right. You find it in too, right? It's just smoother for me to be able to hold all of that pressure here as opposed to here where I really am not in a realistic arm wrestling position. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have to be careful being so perfect here at a lightweight that you don't struggle. But I think that eventually you'll find that place where you're loading a little too much and the positioning is getting a little sloppy.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Like my theory is different, but it always comes back to it because I will also split exercises in like momentums and movements and some power shit, which kind of come back to what you're saying, right? And come back to the lightweight guy. Like the lightweight guy might need to rock some plates in there, right, just to get the power in there. But right. Once you get the power, you're able to hold people and shit.
Exactly. Right. And ultimately, all you want is to reach a degree of power where you feel comfortable in the starting position and you still got something left. Because we all know once you get to that max load in the start, you just can't move. Right? They say go, nothing happens.
Right. It's that, and like God forbid you choose the wrong pressure, and then like that 1% switches everything, and then you're losing that match. So yeah, the goal being like head above everybody else is a good goal to pursue.
No doubt.
For sure. So what I was trying to get to, because there's a person from all the way from South Africa is asking if Travis is ever going to come back and compete at East versus West. But the better question is, so with Alexei possibly coming back in October, pulling Jamzang at 115 kilos, according to Engen, does it tickle you a little bit more? Like, do you want to come back? Like, don't you want to beat up on Alexei again? Not at all?
Yeah, 100%. I think that 100%.
Hey, don't give me that. Yeah, 100% guy. Like people here thinking.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I am going
to pull Corey West soon. All right, I need really.
I know that I'm going to arm wrestle again. Now, Am I going to allow Engen or Steve Kaplan or any of them people to push me to a date? Probably not. You know what I mean? What's probably going to happen is I'm going to get myself together from a competition standpoint, and then I'm going to arm wrestle at my show so that I can profit from it 100% with very little stress from the outside world about what my shape is and whether I absolutely rob them from by not showing up to their level of expertise. So just trust me that I'm very inept at the game. Like, I understand what promoters want. I understand that they have a budget, that they have expectations.
Class.
The guy I love working for the fucking most is me. and you know, so that's the way it is. Not that Ingen doesn't have a great thing together, and Steve Kaplan and Greg Sharp and the rest of the arm wrestling world is not working really hard to find a product that would enable them to afford me, right? But on the flip side, I understand that there are expectations when you take a job to perform in arm wrestling. So, you know, it's going to be tough for me, because I know that once you lock into a date with these cats, then there goes the expectation level. And then all of a sudden they don't like the product. And then there's this big old problem.
Right. So you want to be in control of everything.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Hey, so
and honestly, I have the record and the experience to control it.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah, you have a good point. There's a
if Lamar Jackson had already negotiated 500 million football contracts in his life, I would be okay with him not having an agent, right? I don't need an agent. I really don't need a boss, right? I don't need one when it comes to my arm wrestling career. I can set up the ticket. I can set up the pay-per-view. I can get the venue. I can profit from the name, image, and likeness without having to ask or give false expectations to another, promoter. And then, don't get me wrong, I mean, I think that's the safest thing for them as well, right? The safest thing for them.
Arm Wrestling Insider says, Travis, ask Lamar how not having an agent is going.
No doubt. That's what I mean. Like, I think that if I was brand new to this game and I needed an agent, I would have one. I'm telling you that, if Lamar had my experience, if he had my experience in football like I do in arm wrestling, he could handle the negotiations. So that's where I'm at. That's right.
Okay. Hey, there are two things. Benji is asking for the website once again for the signed cards. Where we find Tyson's cards at? What's the website?
Pulling, which is PULLING for the Rams. It doesn't go live until April 15th when the fundraiser starts. So just hold tight, Benji. Hold tight. April 15th, pullingfortherams.com. I figure when people start watching this, except for the 7 people that are watching it live, most people will watch it after that.
150.
Whoa, hello.
Come on now.
Pullingfortherams.com. April 15th, we start the fundraiser. $100 for this card, so don't be so quick to jump up there.
There's been a question. There's one person asked, or somebody said, for your comeback that you should pull Sandries. Travis versus Sandries. I can't find this comment just yet, but before you answer, I found this beautiful sound beat I have of you talking about Sandries.
Sandries is good.
Hold on. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. I need him to bring me up for the fucking press conference. I'll call him. What was that? What did it say?
You can't hear it? Oh man, it's Tim is asking you, Tim telling you Sanders is good. And you're like, yeah, Sanders is good. If I need him to bring me a prop to a press conference, I'll fucking call him.
Oh! Oh!
Why nobody I can hear it, man.
I forgot. That's because he brought the eggs and stuff, right? For my man.
Man, I wonder why they can make it hear it.
Yeah, he could. I need him to bring me a prop for the fucking press conference. I'll call him.
Ah, that was not my voice, Sandros.
Ah, man.
That is not my voice.
I played it to Devin at the airport week before he was pulling him. He was dying.
I
Ah.
like Sam. He's good. He's good.
Well, man, there's so much.
We got to be close to being done, right?
Oh, yeah, we're done. We're done. I just want to remind people, man, you probably don't remember. I watched you grab pork chop on the dinner table. You grab pork chop and you're like, yo, John, I'm going to kill this fucking guy. Ain't no.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's when the Russian dude kind of got smart with us, right?
Right. And then you look at pork chop again. Oh, I don't know if I can really bitch it on. Ah, that was good. That was good.
I would have killed. I told Cameron after we got to the airport when we were leaving, he was all hemmed up, and I'm like, "Let's go right now, motherfucker!"
Hey, dude, hold on. We're done. It's 1:15, but remind me, once we were sitting there, do you remember what we all tried to do? That's all that once you got to the dinner table and everybody sat down and we were giving money to our waiter guy, and what happened after the fact? Remember, we were trying to bribe them up so they can give us our food faster than everybody else? No? So we all sat down. Remember that funny dude, like our server that was all around like the whole time?
I'm
Right,
looking at
so
it right now. Yeah.
all of us tried to give them those extra 100 liras. He probably walked out with an extra 1,000 liras, whatever, just so we could be like, yo, we want this table to be served first. And it's me, you, Cameron, Pauline, Doug Ehrlich, all the normal dudes, right? And then somehow, after giving all the money to the waiter, and there's like 7 tables maybe, right, needs to be served. The first food comes to the table where John Brzank and Dennis are sitting at. And at first we got all angry, but then we realized John is sitting there like, oh, okay, the money can buy respect in Turkey. Even in Turkey, got some pull.
I remember, so I said, don't worry, guys, I got this. And that guy's like, that's why I don't pay for you. And I'm like, motherfucker, first of all, I was just kidding.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're upset. Yeah.
All right, well, let me get off here. Y'all guys be good.
All right, player, we'll see you next week and then for another 3 more weeks.
Bro.
All right, player, I'm not going to try to kick Travis out because I did it earlier. Now Steve cannot be back. Let me double check, guys. Sorry if I missed anything else. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks everybody for the super chats. Tyson is going to get drafted. How far is he going to get drafted will depend on the future of arm wrestling. Because if Tyson's get drafted first pick, we were not going to see Travis. We're not going to see Travis for fucking East versus West. Oh, man. But all right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Benji, for contributing your time. All the links. Thank you, Engin, for tuning in. Yes, I'm going to beat Ryan. We will work on Pavlo. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time. And check out my boy, Steve, one more time. It's Singing Armas.